Well, today I'm excited to welcome back CEO of Century 21 and good friend of the morning show, Charles Tarbey. Charles, great to have you back in the studio.
Karen.
Let's jump straight into it because there is so much going on in the real estate market at the moment. So how's 2020 looking?
Looking great. Actually, it's a lot more stable than it was this time last year. We're settled into a very strong real estate market where the prices are moving nicely and the buyers are and the sellers are negotiating. It's not one chasing the other, what it was like during the boom.
Yeah, crazy. Are we likely to see an interest rate cut? Because there's so much talk about that at the
Yeah,
moment.
look, they have been talking about it for some time and they have moved the rates down, and I suspect that they may have to. But the biggest thing is, will the banks pass it on?
Yeah.
So far, they haven't passed all of the interest rate reduction on, and I don't think it's achieving what the RBA really wants. And again, we'll probably go through another rate reduction to try and get there.
But if we do see the rates cut down and we see interest rates lower, how's that going to affect the market?
I think people who are ready to buy, for them, they're going to buy anyway, and I don't think it's going to bring any more people into the marketplace than we already have. But for those that have existing loans right now, it's going to be very good for them as the cost of living tends to increase, especially around about now.
Yeah. Now, we've seen auction rates on the
wow.
increase,
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
amazing, but how do you think that rate cut could potentially affect that?
It could, but I have to tell you, the auction clearance rates are so high now. It's amazing compared to this time last year. I mean, last weekend was 80.3 in Sydney, 79.2 in Melbourne. It was 90% in Canberra. It was 80% in Perth, 61.5% in Brisbane. I mean, these are incredible auction clearance rates, almost 78 to 79% across the country compared to just over 40% this time last year.
Yeah, wow. There's also, as there is always talk, about another housing bubble. Do you think that's going to happen, and what causes it?
Yeah, look, it's obviously the prices go beyond people's capacity to go and borrow, and then there's nobody out there and it starts to really collapse. But we've had this talk for year after year after year.
Yeah.
Unless there's a calamity in other countries that have impact on us economically, I don't see that happening because interest rates are still so low.
So we're not likely to see anything happen in the near future?
I don't think we will, no.
Okay, now you always give great tips on which properties to buy or areas of growth right around the country, and you've got some great ones. Let's start in WA because, gee, I've seen the market grow there.
Oh, it's wonderful. These are all on home, beautiful.com.au, these properties. This one in WA, Mandurah is an exceptional area. Infrastructure, again, from Perth down to Mandurah has improved dramatically.
Yeah.
This is coastal living at its best. You've got ocean views. You've got all sorts of beautiful entertaining areas. Perth marketplace is the best place to buy, especially if you want a lifestyle change now and you've got some cash. That's where I'd be going. Yeah,
and if you are looking for a bit of relaxation, Broadbeach in Queensland's got some good properties.
This one's a three-bedder, two garages or two car parking spaces on the 24th floor, and it's northeast facing, which is the best. You've got the casino behind you, the restaurants nearby. Great opportunity.
Then heading down to Victoria, Point Cook is the
Point
place
Cook,
to look at.
Yeah, that's an area that's continued to grow on the other side of the bay from Brighton. You've got beautiful park areas there. It's a well-established area, but there's a lot of new areas as well. And the transport and the infrastructure from Melbourne down to Geelong has picked up Point Cook, and so it's a lot easier to get around nowadays.
Great, isn't it? And of course, back to Sydney, you've got Greystanes. This is a big home.
Yeah, I know, and Greystanes is one of those areas that sat there for years where people thought, oh, it's an old area or whatever, but everything's just grown around it. Parramatta is going to become the next main centre in Australia, or Sydney, my apologies, and of course Greystanes just down the road from that area.
I think we need to double your segments. I always find it so interesting. Thank you so much for coming in. For more information and advice, head to c21.com.au, or you can also head into your local branch today.